appears we have begun. Although it's always so fucking hard to tell. Great way to start. I guess hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. I am your host, as always, the surriest of six, joined by the missuses of six. And if you're wondering about the title, it is relevant. I have what we call an ice pick headache. And it means that during this stream, you will occasionally hear me go, ow, fuck! Because I'm essentially getting stabbed in the head with an ice pick. And that really... I'm guessing that's what it feels like. It fucking hurts. So do ignore me when I do that. Pretend it's not there. But it's probably going to happen a lot. Unless, of course, my body goes, oh, you're doing something now. It's fine. But, yeah, just a warning. Anyway, how are we all doing? I'm not doing fantastically, if you can guess, from the whole ice pick thing. And drink more whiskey. Actually, that's the thing. I tried that. Didn't help at all. It literally didn't touch it. I've taken some painkillers to try and sort of soften the blow of them during the stream. I didn't want them to become like a huge issue. They can, in some ways, they can be sort of. I mean, it's pain and it's not fun, but it could be at least somewhat amusing. Especially if I'm saying something and like I'm talking about something important, like I talk about anything important. But you know, I'm saying something and then I'm just ow fuck. But I genuinely don't know. That's the thing. It's quite funny though because they seem we can't figure out if it's based on stress or if it's based on. I think it might be to do with a combination of stress and poor posture whilst... Is it posture while you sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this morning I woke up and it was still there. Quite bad this morning. And I went, fuck this. But for some reason I decided, you know what, I'm getting rid of one of my pillows. And I did. And then I woke up like... I ended up falling asleep really quickly. And I woke up an hour or so later. And I felt way fucking better. I thought it was gone. I started playing a game with Memory Man. And it came back. So it's either his fault. Or it's posture based. Maybe stress based. I don't know. But the fact that it hasn't happened in a few minutes. Leads me to suspect that having something to focus on sort of takes my brain away from it. But I can't guarantee that, so, you know. Is it because of the thing? It's not because of Gary. I'm 95% certain that it has literally nothing to do with Gary. But, well, I guess if you want to talk about stress, but that's sort of the related... It's Gary adjacent, I guess. But, yeah, it's not been a lot of fun.
My country is sick and burning. I have been better. Yeah.
Oh God, yes, I can imagine. I'm glad that shit's not going on over here. I don't really. It's hard to gauge how sort of widespread it is because
I can't imagine having a wide scale riot like that.
Is it literally everywhere?
It's in multiple places, but it's
I'm assuming it's in cities mostly.
Minneapolis? That's where it's mainly.
Right.
But I think it goes on in multiple places.
Oh, I like that. Surrette sick.
Surrette.
I mean, you'd definitely prefer that than the common lady sick. That one just drives you nuts.
Yeah, I don't like it because I'm not a lady.
I mean, she's female, but she's not a lady. She has no testicles. No, she is a lady. Wait. I'm just getting stuck in Little Britain now. Gary 47. Do you know what? I looked for Gary 19 and then I kind of found it more amusing. I never found him, but I ended up installing, but to be honest, I couldn't. I say I never found him. I never got to that particular dungeon in Fallout 3. but as soon as I started writing "Don't tell anyone about it," I went, you know what? I'm not even going to bother because it's so much funnier. The whole concept of Gary and the fact that I have a recording of someone repeatedly saying Gary going on throughout the entire video. To someone who doesn't know what that reference is, it just amuses the piss out of me that they may never know.
You're welcome.
I never saw. Well, it was you.
I came up with the idea of it.
No, I thought you were saying that I am the voice of Gary. Listen, Gary! You suddenly can do it. Flawless, pitch perfect. Like, wait a second. No, we were coming up with ways of. I said I wanted to describe it in a way to give it a name, and you just came up. I don't think was it initially.
No, I said you should just give it like a normal, boring name, like Gary.
Yeah.
And you went, "That's it, amazing." And then we both started saying Gary at each other.
I think Gary's one of those names that sort of stuck within us.
Yeah.
There's two references for that. It was either going to be the Fallout one because we like Fallout, but there's also an Only Fools and Horses one of an illegal immigrant that everyone goes, oh yeah, no, he's not an illegal immigrant. His name's Gary, and the guy's just like Gary, because he doesn't know any English. Gary, which is pretty amusing. Everyone says hi to him. He says, oh hi Gary. Gary seems to think it's a greeting. It's basically the same one as... It's the same joke as Unyoung.
Arrested Development,
yeah. I mean, it's a slightly different joke, but it's essentially the same joke. Doesn't it mean hello? We think he's called Unyoung because he keeps saying hello. Dinsdale. I feel like I'm missing something there. Did Mrs. Sick ever get a second boob, or is it easier to just keep her hidden like that?
You just cover that show. Put it under the rug. There we go.
She's got a second boob. There's a boob sticking out there. You can see it. It's just the boobs look very different because she forgot to shade them the same.
I forgot to shade them.
I realised today that I could hide one boob and show the other, and it doesn't matter which one.
I did the character.
She's wearing half a bra.
And then I got way too into shading one boob. And that's what happened.
Didn't you completely forget to shade the other bloob? Bloob.
I got way too into shading one of them. And then I looked at the other one after the fact. I went, oh god, they're wonky.
Watch Final Space on Netflix. Funny, the main character is called Gary. I like the first season of Final Space. I watched about 3 episodes of the second season and fucking hate it. Apparently it gets better by the 5th episode, and I'm like, but if you can't fucking get it right in the first 5, why should I even watch them? And I really didn't like it by like episode 3. I'm like, this is not the same fucking show. It's annoying. There's so many plot holes, so many things in this. Don't make any fucking sense. Who are these characters and why should I give a shit about them? Stop pretending I should give a shit. I've got the same fucking... It's basically the same reasoning that I don't like Star Trek Picard. Here's these characters. Care about them now. Look, one of them's got a nickname for Jean-Luc Picard. It's a really bad one that will annoy the piss out of you. Yeah, anyway. I've not seen the second yet. Don't. Trust me, it'll make the first season so much better.
Just keep the happy memory.
Yeah. You might like it. You might think it's really good. You might think I'm just an overbearing dickhead. But I really don't like it. I can't believe I haven't had a fucking pain spike in the last sort of 8 minutes. That's amazing. Apparently...
Just relax and it'll come back to you.
Oh, yeah. It's because it's actually the opposite. It's not stress that causes it. It's the lack of stress. I only feel the pain when I'm trying to relax. Fucking hell. That's so fucked up when you... Imagine, like, if you were just constantly in pain. Ow! There we go. Thank you very much. I said the word pain and I got stabbed in the head.
You got $2 donated to you.
Oh, God, if it turns out that it's the fucking...
Oh, what's that sit? God's sake.
What does it say?
I'm not allowed to read it, you are.
Don't read this. Wait a few minutes. I can't fucking. Sorry, mate. I can't fucking read it. I'll have to set you up on.
He's just telling me not to read it out.
You're not allowed to read it
Yeah,
out. It says a few minutes. It says read. Did you not read it properly? Of course you did.
I can't read all the way to the end. It's blocked off.
Ah, all right. Let me find the thing. I can't even remember what it's called. Streamlabs. It's one of the unfortunate downsides to our setup is that you're on a screen like literally across the other side of the room. So if you ever send it directly through the Streamlabs,
Pain is caused by super chats. Seems legit.
I mean the timing. God, if it fucking was. If we found out that it was, I don't think I would trust you people not to do that to me.
Says no, don't. Wait a bit, please. Don't explain it.
I don't want to explain. I want to look at because I don't know what it is. And how the fuck do I sign? Oh, there we go. There's the login. Stop sending me to the Play Store, you twat. I don't want your app. Your apps are craps. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm trying to hopefully not have more
Hello,
pain.
fellow very big muscle man.
Oh yeah.
Who are you talking to, me?
And woman.
And what? He's talking
You
to
are
you now.
you are well. You're the big muscle woman, and I'm the big muscle man.
No, I want to be the man.
You don't get to be the man.
Why can't I have muscle boobs?
Moobs.
Boobs. Yeah.
That's what it means. It doesn't mean man boobs. It means muscle boobs. I'm going with that. Yeah, I totally have moobs. Yeah. My big muscle boobs.
Yeah, it's all muscle, this.
I always like.
As it wobbles.
I always like the word muscle instead of muscle. Right. Oh, and then everything's so fucking small.
How would you say muscle?
Is that it? Is that a
no,
question?
No. Because it's got "cli" at the end, like a Greek word. So muscles would be muscles. On the bright side, what? Oh God.
Don't read it. You're not allowed to read it. You just read it and then yeah. I don't see the point, but we'll have to give it like half an hour. On the bright side, I rewatched all the videos last night of Sick being happy with his favourite spit. Happy. Where's the quotations? God almighty, he's one of the most annoying people on the fucking face of the planet. It's not even people say, oh, you're a debunker. Like, I don't consider myself, I'm a piss taker. Someone pointed out that one of the reasons they like me is that the more sort of the people who are real sciencers, I'm not going to call them scientists because that would be an accurate term and fuck that. The people who are more scientifically literate than me, which is a lot of people. I am the stupid after all. They like me because I point out where they're being stupid in other ways. Like they'll go, okay, this scientific thing is wrong and this scientific is wrong. And I'm like, that was just a fucking stupid thing to say in general. And like apparently I catch all the stupid. And that's something that people enjoy about me, which is nice. I like that. I like that I have some fucking value as a debunkerizer. I do like to use my made up words. It's more fun that way. Blue Man bad. Well, apparently Blue Man legitimately bad. I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. I'm generally more interested in what people say than what they do. Because at least I can accurately judge what they say.
Ow, my back.
Really?
What? I get paid to do it. Thanks, Boss Tuber.
You know what? I don't think it counts if you then go, thanks.
Wait, I'll do it again. Ow, my back, sponsored by Boss Tuber.
Ow, my back, brought to you by BossTuber87. Also from BossTuber87, ow, my bits, ow, my butthole, and ow, my legs. Or ow, my eyeballs. Cleaves. Muscles with cleavage. Ah, there you go.
Isn't that just a bum?
No, that's a really nice man rack.
Man rack?
there's strangely there's something quite masculine about man rack. I don't have man boobs. I have a man rack.
That proper tickled me.
Apparently so. I've heard Wutards use the term scienter to describe themselves.
I'm a bit of a scienter myself.
I'm a bit of a scienter myself. I do all the scienting. Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, you've got to I do enjoy the Wutards, like, and I'm not one of these people. Something I really don't like in my comment section, the people who call for the death of Wutards. I'm like, come on, like, even if someone is legitimately a bad actor, why the fuck are you calling for their death? This makes you worse than them, in my book.
The way I say it is, why would you want them to die? They've got content for you.
Certainly from my perspective. But, you know, just show the world how ridiculous and stupid they are. That's, I mean, to be honest, if everybody could just show what a fucking moron I am, I mean, it wouldn't bother me that much because that's a fact backed up by the science. But a lot of people don't like to be shown just how goddamn wrong they are. It makes them very sad. Shouldn't it be sciencers? I think a sciencer is a word I would use, so they wouldn't want to be like me.
I liked your recent video on the healers. If they really believe what they do works, are they still bad people or just really good dumb people?
I think if they... It's the amount of money it is. I don't know. It's... If
you truly believe you have a gift to heal people with your woo hounds...
I mean, I don't think you should do it for free. Don't do anything you're good at for free. But read the website. That's the thing. You look at the website and everything about it screams, we know we're fucking up full of shit.
Even they have a disclaimer on it as well, don't they?
I know they all kind of have to, but I think it's the weird professionalism combined with the lack of professionalism that really screams to me that these people absolutely know they're full of shit. And we're not like you said, we're not medical doctors, but we are healers. Wink, wink. Winking too much now. You know, I don't buy it. I think they know they're full of shit. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just complete fucking idiots. But that doesn't make...
I don't know. I can't...
If someone did something monstrous...
The way I see it is, if you think you've got a gift to heal people, you've learned a magical technique that can help people genuinely. Why are you charging out of the arse for someone who's in pain?
Absolutely out of the arse, yeah.
I'm going to charge you $300 so that you can feel better. Like, oh, well, doctors charge this. I went, yeah, but... doesn't matter. One, you should be giving it away cheaper, or give it away for free. Because you want to heal the world and all that bullshit.
Yeah. It particularly when it comes to your sort of hippie-tastic wackadoodle. The fact... Let me put it this way. Most people who genuinely believe in sort of the healing power of bollocks... are love and light people and they just want to help everybody. So when someone who is taking that idea but then charging huge amounts of money for it, I look at them and say, you fucking know.
You're a charlatan.
You fucking know. You know that these love and light people want to see the best in you. And so how could you you're charging hundreds of dollars. Well, it must be extra super effective, blah-de-blah. So... I don't know. But regardless, like, even if they are best of intentions types, they still do harm. They can still go fuck themselves, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't make much of a difference, but on that particular group of people, I absolutely believe that they know
a blind
they're full
man
of shit.
came to Jesus, and Jesus said that'd be 450 quid.
I love that. I absolutely love that conceptually. 450 quid. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I woke up tomorrow and I found out that I had this amazing ability to like cure wounds, you know, like D&D style.
The thing is, the money
Right?
would come regardless.
But yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, I just realised I have an ability to make people stop bleeding and the wound close up. Why the fuck would I not like? I don't know. But
You just
maybe
become a doctor.
Maybe it's just the way I am as a person, but I won't fucking charge for that.
I mean, I would make you.
Yeah, I know you would, but I wouldn't charge for that. I'd be like, dude, let me touch you.
Oh, any excuse to just touch
yeah,
people. That's it.
It's your secret,
Running around.
touching people.
Well, all the people she touched in the bad place, which is anywhere, they all got better, but they also filed charges. Just saying. Well, the way... At the end of the day, if it was legit, like I said, the money would come anyway. And...
Well, yeah, you get, like, asked to go on TV shows. People want to take you across the country to do shit with you.
Yeah.
And, you know, people would pay you just for the fact that you exist.
Yeah, basically. Because you have a demonstrable ability. The fact that you have a completely non-demonstrable...
Oh, I would totally have healing wind. That'd be great. 60 feet radius of healing wind. This is me farting.
I was going to say. Not like just...
and then everybody's cured.
So you hear healing wind and I think like Aerith, and she's called Aerith, she's not called Aerith, shut up, from Final Fantasy, like that's one of her skills, and now you've completely fucking ruined. Is that just add the extra sound effect when she casts, I think it's one of her limit breaks is healing wind.
Why are you touching me? Let it happen.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, that's the point, Richard. Like, people would just give donations to you because
Like, who wouldn't?
If you had an amazing ability to heal people, people would just give you money.
Yeah,
People give money to people for the most shittiest reasons. There's this person who sits in front of a camera doing fuck all day. Let's give them shitloads of money. If people give money to that, yeah, they're going to give to somebody who heals people.
Like he making a, I think it's a Family Guy reference. Show us where the angel touched you, my Ah, come on! I got a freaking halo here. Like points, I think it points to his genitals. I was like, fuck's sake. One of my favorite Family Guy things is when they have an episode revolving around Jesus Christ, and so like the censor in America it's just so baffling to me because they do genuinely take quote unquote blasphemy into account. And if you know me, you know my opinions on blasphemy. Blasphemy can fuck off. So they go out of their way to say Jesus Christ. Because it's in context, you can refer to Jesus Christ as many... the character. He's a fucking character, shut up. As many times as you like. As long as it's a reference directly to him and not as an expletive. As it were, like stub your toe. Jesus Christ. Or ice pick headache. Which I've only had one on stream so far, which fucking amazes me.
No.
Kat, why do you have to start being a dickhead?
I think it's because you're talking.
So he's talking, but he's not talking to me. He's not saying yeah over and over again, because that's what I like. That's what makes... Hey, Kat. Yeah? Come here. Come here. Come on. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me with all the hatred. I can't tell if it's hatred or love. Can't really tell the difference. I assume everybody hates me, but you know. Eat up a massive bowl of chili and healing wind a whole stadium of people healthy. Damn.
I would like to have healing farts. That'd be amazing.
I would like to have healing farts, but they'd have to smell just like ridiculously bad. So bad that people are like, I mean, I have got cancer, but
like,
do I want to smell that?
Like, you got an open head wound and your brain's sort of falling out, and you're just like,
Nah, I'm re. No thanks. That's the kind of healing wind ability I want.
I like the idea that you heal people and it makes them vomit. But they're healed.
Every time.
Every time. It's like the side effect. There's always a side effect.
Take that, but I can just make people vomit. I don't heal them.
You are healed. No, I'm not.
Like I can do finger guns to people and they just immediately puke. Because the thing is, in the right situation, you don't have to make one person throw up.
If you had the ability to just point at somebody and make
and
them
not
vomit.
not just vomit, like the ipecac vomit.
Oh God.
Where they just go just over and over. What did you do to me? What did you God, that fucking I've seen that clip now. If you haven't, don't. But I think it's on YouTube. It's just a man paid $100 to drink ipecac, and it is kind of disturbing.
He stands there going, "Yeah, that wasn't that bad," and then like 2 seconds later, just starts.
It kicks in.
Yeah, just vomits everywhere.
And he's genuinely terrified. It's fucked up.
Well, yeah, because it makes.
And I hope they gave him a lot more fucking money for it after. Like, to be honest, that's the kind of shit where you're like, I'll drink this for $100, and because of how potent the effect was, that if they got sued, they'd be like, yeah, but you didn't really tell him that's what was going to happen. You know, a lot of the you can't sue us for what happens to you shit does not fucking hold up in court. Cats. No, I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking at my leg. What? I swear to God, she's got a secret stash of coke somewhere, and she just like occasionally she'll just snort it.
I think that's what they put in the cat food.
Just full of coke.
Yeah.
Cat, chill out, or you can go outside.
Your voice naturally makes the brown note.
Oh my God. Everyone. Oh God, the smell. You'd never talk to anyone. Or you just go, you hold your nose here. Hi, table for two. I mean, you'd have a lot of places where people would quickly vacate. Oh my God, you'd be perfect for just take, if your voice, even if it's recorded, you'd be paid to be like an evacuation notice for places.
Read the last comment there.
A little note about your last video. Can you guess what? Is it something to do with Graham? I'm going to assume.
Also, would your healing wind still heal if you were lighting them for fun? Big flamethrower.
So, a healing flamethrower backside.
Healing fireball.
Could you store up your healing wind?
And then do a big healing wind.
And then attach it to a flamethrower. But for a more consistent flamethrower.
You're just hosed up.
I mean, I've had this idea in my head for the longest time, and it's the most ridiculous shit that ever came to mind, but it's something that amuses me just consistently whenever it comes back to thoughts, is to have a pipe from your anus to like just a little hidden thing under your wrist where you could just point and shoot your farts at people.
I like the idea that what was it, the Siren from the Purge.
I've not seen the Purge.
Yeah, alright, okay, most people probably have. The Siren goes off from the Purge, and
it's a klaxon, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and then he just says, "Warning, healing wind imminent."
Oh my God! Just feel bombs with your with your healing wind. Just a stinky
dropping bombs on countries, and it stinks the high heaven, but it heals everybody.
Yeah, I'm saving the world with. You'd be like some weird, fucked up, backwards sort of supervillain.
If you had healing farts, you personally, you'd probably put it in canisters and sell it.
Are we in the same room as the mic? Is it a bit quiet? Because I haven't turned the volume up on the mic, I'll be fair. I always, not always, but I often forget. There we go. That will probably be better. Apologies. But Mrs. Sick might still sound like she's in a different room.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be sound like I'm far away. One, because your knee's in the way.
Always blaming my knees for everything.
You had nice knees, though.
I have nice legs.
You do.
I have big, muscly legs.
Yeah.
I don't know why the rest of me isn't like my legs. Or noodly.
I think everything just translates to legs. So when your brain's like, my
brains are in my legs.
You know, like, he's lifting weights, you best lose some weight in his legs then.
Better put some more muscles on the legs.
Hey.
Video idea, why fecal transplants are a real thing. It wouldn't be particularly funny though, and yeah, I know they are. And they still baffle me.
What?
What?
You put
people.
You put your poo in someone else. What?
It's a bit more complex than that, but
It's a human centipede moment.
No. It's a legitimate medical practice done in hospitals.
Is it because of the bacteria or something?
It is to do with your gut flora.
Yeah.
And it's I can't remember the exact nature of it, but basically it usually has to be someone pretty specific, someone who is very fucking healthy, and they take, because it's not like they just take their shit and put it in you. They take it from a particular section. Don't Google Vor. We already discussed Vor last week, I think,
yeah,
or the week before. Recently. I mean, if you do leg day every day, you won't forget. But imagine just the ridiculous legs. Yeah, they're basically they're transferring the gut bacteria, and
that is mental.
I can't remember the exact reasons that they do it, but the first time I heard it, I'm like, yeah, of course they do. And then I was like, and then I looked it up, and yeah, it's a legitimate medical procedure. Generally speaking, if they do it in a hospital, you're probably okay not to think that it's complete woo bullshit. I'm not saying that's necessarily absolutely 100% true of everything, but
Trump said he wants to cut ties with the World Health Organization.
Trump says a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it fucking even remotely words. I try to ignore him. It makes my life so much easier.
I watch it for comedy. Most of the things he says that comes out his mouth is just funny.
It helps against IBS. Okay.
Ooh,
the thing I heard.
Maybe I need that then. Even though I only get IBS occasionally when I have way too much spicy food.
I imagine it'd be very, very serious, ridiculous.
I really
IBS.
like spicy food though. I can't give it up.
Actually, do Google anal vort. It's hilarious. He said while he masturbated to it. This is weird.
Yeah, hospitals might still use leeches for legitimate reasons, not just, oh, I have a headache, here's a leech.
Yeah, but yeah, the reasons for using there's
people who have too high production of red blood cells.
There's reasons to use fucking worms in wounds, and they seem to be legitimate.
Maggots as well.
It's almost that's what I meant. I meant maggots.
Yeah, they keep wounds actually clean because they only eat the dead tissue, don't they?
Trump is more scientifically illiterate than sick. That is damning, but also really fucking obvious. I think Trump is more scientifically illiterate than a turnip. To change the bad fatty bacteria to a different bacteria that helps with overall health. Is that the reason for the thingy? I don't know anything about the WHO, and I'm not interested in this fucking discussion, to be honest.
The internal
because I'm sure lots of people think that they know absolutely everything about all sorts of shit, and I'm just going to sit back and go, okay.
The way I see it is every organisation has internal politics which need to be kept in check.
Especially
But
the Sick organisation.
But generally, an organisation that looks after widespread health is pretty useful.
I mean, yeah, it can be, but whatever. I don't know. Things... Someone was saying about the whole... Actually, I think it was BossTuber. Will I remember what Gary was in 5 years' time? Or will people get the reference in 5 years? If in 5 years' time I start seeing comments pop up on my videos at all, if I still fucking exist as a channel in 5 years' time, I'll be either really bored or not necessarily with the channel, but as in I'll be doing something else, but still want to do this, or that I'll have been doing pretty okay. But if anybody in 5 years' time comments, what the fuck happened at this point, I'll just tell them. I do hope I remember. Maybe the cat has healing fur balls. I mean, only if you put them under your tongue. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that.
Oh god.
A common cold vaccine cures Gary, correct? Okay. So the vaccine should be done by June. Yeah, cool. I don't know what that's in reference to. It's far more important to know what you don't know than to pretend that you know. Yeah, I mean, that's a big point of this channel is that there's a reason, people will occasionally point out to me that, oh, it's so sick. You don't seem that dumb, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I am very well aware that I am not the stupidest person on earth, but I am also very confident that there's a lot that I don't fucking know, that there's a lot that I think I know that I'm wrong about. One of my weaknesses is that occasionally I'll see something and I will assume that I know it because I heard this explanation for it and that made sense and I didn't really look into it and I didn't think to look into it because there are a lot of fucking things to know about and to look into and to you don't know everything. That's one of the reasons with a lot of situations where I'll stop and I'll watch it play out. It's one of the main reasons that I stopped with the more politically content because I don't know and I'm not a big fan of my opinions because my opinions can change from day to day as opposed to a fact is generally a fact. But whatever. You don't know. And if you think you know, and if you're 100% sure you know, you're probably at least a little bit wrong. No one is 100% correct about almost...
You can have a really strong opinion on something, and then a few years later it'll change. Same thing with me. I was really against abortion. But now, I'm yeah, abortion's a good thing.
I think now, more abortions.
Everybody gets an abortion.
I think we should abort the living.
But yeah, I see it as something that's incredibly useful, and I probably wouldn't have one myself because it's just the way that I am. But yeah, I change my opinion from researching it. And yeah, the more you learn, the more you know, the more your opinions change. And I think it's the same. It's one of the things where if you're going to do a channel based purely on opinions, it's one of these things where if you don't trust in yourself that you're going to remain entirely consistent, it might be very difficult.
I've decided abortions up to 1,200 months, which is 100 years. So anybody over 100 years old shouldn't be aborted. That'd be weird and fucked up. But anything below that, I think mandatory. Thankfully, I am timeless. Otherwise, I'd be kind of screwed. Yeah. Although, then again, do I want to hang out with a bunch of 100-year-olds? Possibly, because they could be quite funny, I imagine. 100 years worth of dad jokes.
I think, when you get to about 80, 70, 80s, all they do is fucking complain. Oh, my bones ache.
No,
Oh,
no.
the weather, blah, blah, blah. When you get past that age, you're like, I don't care, I'm glad to be alive, to be honest.
I think a lot of that. I mean, people say that people don't change, but a lot. Some people do, some people don't. But a lot of people, sort of their attitude rarely changes too much. So you get a lot of people who are young and happy will be old happy people, and a lot of people who are miserable young people will grow into miserable old people. It's just that it seems that the miserable are more capable of survival. Like,
Oh, yeah, they're too stubborn. They're
Yeah.
way too stubborn to give up.
yeah, everything's always bad, but for some reason they just won't die. I think it's the cosmic joke.
They live on hatred, that's why.
Yeah.
The more hate there's in the world, the more they live.
Yeah. So, did you hear about the flat earther who chased an ambulance for 20 minutes at over 80 miles per hour? When they stopped, he ran up and asked for a 99. I'm assuming Americans don't have 99 flakes. I think the simple one would be ask for an ice cream. Oh man, I've noticed that it might be summer. Haven't seen a lot of ice cream vans for some reason that I can't figure out.
Yeah. All these youngsters playing outside when I was their age. I couldn't go outside. Yes, there was too much Gary.
That's a good point. When I was your age, actually no, that'll be our kids though.
I just turned 35 today. Can I please be aborted? Happy birthday. Here you go. Abortion license granted.
We'll be sending round your licensed aborters. How you haven't been aborted already?
They're like bailiffs, except they go around to people's houses, making sure they have licenses.
I desperately need a piss, and I'm sure that while I'm there, I'll get an ice pick spike. But be funny for like 3 minutes.
You're gonna lose like half of your chat.
I love the fact that you always move over into my space for no fucking reason. I don't get it.
Because I'm closer to the microphone. If I'm supposed to be here talking to people, is gonna hear me, aren't they? Hi chat, how you doing? I'm not really happy outside. I'm just kind of overburdened with indifference to everything. That is basically my existence. We are like twins. Perfect. Here, have some dead air. There you go. You're welcome. You don't have to listen to him anymore. It's brilliant. Hello. Alright, it's caught up now. Hi, darlings. It's kind of like a migraine. You get a pain spike in your head and it feels like you've been stabbed in the head. Do you want to see if you can hear him pee? I don't know why you would want to.
Thankfully, we don't have those kinds of mics.
I just connected. I heard, gotta take a piss. Nice. Mrs. C, you're the only reason for this stream. I hate that idea. I hate the idea that I'm the only reason you're here. I freaking hate being the centre of attention.
Move.
Good, he's back.
See, you could have been further away and still answering questions. What a waste of time.
Quality entertainment. You're welcome. Welcome to Awkward Town.
Awkward Town.
Make it sick and be funny in 3 minutes because that's all you last said.
I have literally no idea what you just said then.
Don't matter. Never mind.
Oh, be funnier than 3 minutes because that's all you last. Mr. Sir Sick. What kind of fucking name is Mr. Sir Sick? Jesus Christ. I mean, my first name literally is Sir, but still.
I've had a headache around for 4 years. I have medication to dull it.
Oh fuck.
It's one of the. I am so glad my my IIH doesn't come that often.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this doesn't last. Sleeping, I usually sleep with 3 pillows. Well, actually, I sleep with 2 pillows and then a cushion sort of in the middle. Because the opposite problem that I get is if I lie, I have to lie with one arm under a pillow because it's so big and muscular that I have nowhere else to put it, and it's so manly. I don't know. But I also have such a big head with my huge brain that it crushes that extremely muscular arm. And occasionally I'll wake up with on my birthday 2 years ago, I think. I ended up having to go to the hospital. Oh, that was a really fucking irritating. I mean, I get it. Doctors see people all the time. But
I hate having to go to a hospital. But I feel like I'm wasting everybody's time being there.
Well, they certainly made me feel like that, which was nice of them. Basically, as far as I can figure, sometimes when I sleep on my arm with my head, I crush a nerve somewhere, and it's quite painful. But I think this was the first time it happened, and it hurt so much that my arm just fucking wouldn't function. And that's fine, that happens, but it hurt so much I had to go to the hospital and see a doctor. And the doctor was like, "Did you have a drink last night?" I was like, "Well," and I said, "Well, it was my birthday. I had a couple of, being honest, I had a couple of drinks, and it was literally like 2 or 3, but I didn't get drunk." And he was like, "Oh yeah, did you fall over?" And I'm like, "Fucking what, cunt? How dare you talk to me like that?" I was so fucking pissed off. I could have lamped a doctor. I couldn't, just the sort of attitude change because I'd imbibed a beverage. Fuck you. How dare you? Like, this is part of why I sometimes get how people can sort of move towards the woo, because you get certain doctors who have bad fucking attitudes, and they are a big part of the problem.
Especially for people who are quite emotionally sensitive.
I mean, I'm not generally that emotionally sensitive.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not. But I'm saying people who are really
if it can piss me off that much, yeah.
If people who are really emotionally sensitive, and a doctor tells them something that, like that, they'll stop them going to the doctor and they'll go somewhere else for it instead.
Like, he might have had a bad day, whatever. I don't care. Like, don't talk to people like that. Don't act like that. I told you the truth, and you acted like I was another lout. Like, I don't even sound like the people from around here. Like, if you assume that I'm some fucking spewing alcoholic, I've been pissed in my life, obviously, but I don't really get drunk on a regular basis.
It's very rare that you do.
It takes a fucking lot.
It does.
It takes like a bottle and a half of whiskey to get me drunk.
I'd say 2 bottles with you.
Yeah. And the night before, I'd literally had 3 drinks.
What are these ones?
That's a 70 centiliter, and it's 40%.
So 140 centiliters.
Yeah.
Then you are smashed out of your
then
face.
I can get absolutely hammered. But it's just like, I was being honest, and then he made this snap assumption and started treating me somewhat poorly. And that doesn't help. That's not helpful. Yeah, I get it. Some people are cocks, but just...
I would actually agree with that. Nurses are a lot better at bedside manner, but they're a little bit more trained to be like that.
It's not even trained, it's practice.
And doctors tend to they turn up when they're needed, they leave everything else to the nurses.
Turn up when they're needed is a little bit sort of unfair, but a doctor will usually spend a lot more time with paperwork than they will with people.
Yeah.
Whereas nurses will spend actually almost as much time with paperwork and with people.
Yeah.
But they don't have the same sort of training. It's a difficult thing. I get it, but he didn't need to do that.
I have met some really nice doctors though. Like neurologists. All the neurologists I've met were all really nice to me.
Yeah.
And they were concerned concerned about my pain levels.
Mm.
And I was like, I've met a doctor who's asking about how much I'm in pain. That's the first.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, most of the doctors don't care if I'm in pain or not.
Specialists seem to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Our friend who has colitis,
Yeah.
the first doctor he met as a specialist in that, immediately noticed how much pain he was in.
Yeah, he walked in and sat down, and the doctor was like, "You're in pain."
You're in agony. And he's like, "Oh, how do you know?" And the doctor was just like, "Because it's fucking obvious." It's like, did no one else think it's obvious? Apparently not.
Well, no, his other doctor, he said he gave him pain medication because he didn't know what was wrong with him, and just left him to it. So he was on medication for years and years. That was just pointless medication. What he needed was a specialist.
Vaguely helped with the pain.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing a lot better now
he's doing
since he saw a specialist.
Thousand
I mean,
better.
again, doctors see a lot of people. Doctors have a difficult time. I get it, but you need to have a certain attitude to be like a really good doctor, and it's sort of it's unfortunate, but every time that you get snippy or get an attitude with a patient, you are pushing that patient towards an actual fucking bad person, in my opinion. You are pushing them towards a woo peddler of some description.
If somebody comes
and
in,
that's nothing anybody wants.
If someone comes in with backache and you treat them like it's their fault or that they've done something and it's their fault, they're gonna go see a chiropractor.
Especially if they're fucking honest with you about it.
Yeah, they're gonna go see a chiropractor.
I was like, oh well, you don't give a shit about me. Like,
or if you see if somebody comes in and they're saying like, oh, they're having frequent headaches or whatever, they're gonna end up going to a homeopath instead.
What is gabapentin? And that seems like a lot. 3,000 milligrams of anything is usually quite a lot. I mean, it depends how strong it is. But you just had kidney stones, or I just had kidney stones. It's not a big deal. Or I've just had kidney stones. Fucking hell. Feel sorry for me because kidney stones suck. My mum had gallstones, and those were...
I'm so glad I've never had anything like that.
That's my major concern with...
I get frequent flare-ups of having intense back pain.
You get fucking flare-ups of everything.
And,
you are.
Yeah, I'm allergy queen, me. But
allergy, disease, whatever. If it's there, you'll get it.
Oh.
I'm surprised you ain't got this.
Gabapentin is used to treat epilepsy, but also nerve pain.
Okay. Do you have it for the epilepsy or the nerves?
It's also used for diseases like diabetes and shingles, apparently.
Shingles is one of those ones that sounds like one thing and it's like a...
Shingles is adult chickenpox.
Yeah.
If you don't have chickenpox as a child,
you'll get shingles as an adult.
You'll get shingles as an adult, and it's worse.
Yeah. About a month ago. Yeah. Did it suck? I'm assuming it sucked. I guess if you're lucky, it can suck less.
That sounds like what I had.
What's that?
When I woke up at middle at night and had that massive intense pain going down my arm.
Yes.
It literally felt like somebody was squeezing the life out of my arm.
Yeah, we had to call the doctors for that.
Yeah, and I was just
paramedics.
I was just screaming for like I don't know how long I was doing it for. It was a long time though.
Yeah.
But
it took such a long time for an ambulance to show up, but it was a really bad time.
But yeah,
for that.
and it felt like my hand was numb. And then the numbness started going up my arm, but my top of my arm and my shoulder felt like they were just being squeezed to fuck.
Yeah.
And they had no idea what caused it.
Yeah.
I think it was something to do with like a trapped nerve or something.
The bonus of, in some ways, that happening was that you got a sheet of.
I got codeine for that.
You got a sheet of codeine.
They told me to go on codeine for 2 weeks, and oh god, that.
You took it for like a day. And then we had codeine for spare for fucking real pain.
No, I took codeine for 2 weeks, and I had it for like a week and a half. And I went, I have to stop. I'm out of this. It made me high as fuck. And I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I was in my own world half the time on that stuff.
Almost missed you guys today. Hello from Colorado. Well, to be honest, consider...
Hello, chicken.
Super Chicken.
Super Chicken.
Super Chicken 73. What happened to... 1 through 72. You killed them, didn't you? You're like the Highlander of chickens.
That's one that I'm terrified of getting, is appendicitis. Because I'm not had it.
Which one's that? That's
when your appendix...
Is the appendix the one that is or
That's
isn't
what Memory
useful?
Man had. And he was like, oh, I'm fine. And he walked around for like 3 days in agony. And then went, maybe I should phone the doctor.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forget about that. Memory Man, before he had the memory issue, like, he had a cage of fucking... he worked in a supermarket for a bit. And he had a cage of fucking shit.
It was beer, I think.
Yeah, I think it was bottles of liquid fall on top of him, which fucked his leg up.
He broke his leg. It was in a cast.
Yeah. And then it was one of the two. The appendix thing was either first or after. But
No,
it
he
was
broke-
like
he
just a
broke his-
series of
He
unfortunate
broke his
events.
leg, then he lost his memory the first time.
Yeah.
And then he got appendicitis and then lost his memory the second time.
It was kind of fucked up.
Yeah. And I love the idea because he woke up on the first one and went, oh God, and he was covered in tattoos.
Well, no, it wasn't that it was covered in tattoos. It was that they were finished.
Oh yeah, because he just started on that one, didn't he?
He just started on one on his chest, and he had finished the one on his arm, and I think he finished one on his chest afterwards. But, you know, it had basically been years, and he suddenly had this cool sort of video game collage, you know, with Nintendo characters mostly, and he's like, ah. And one of the nurses came in and said, oh, I like your tattoos. And he said, I do too, apparently. So, you know. But talking of him, anybody who doesn't know who exactly we're talking about, Memory Man is essentially my best mate. And mostly through getting old enough that we've remained friends whilst other friends have come and gone. And so I win.
Like when he lost his memory the first time, he lost 4 years of his life.
Yeah.
And he could still remember us.
Oh, massively.
But I didn't have kids then.
Oh, yeah. He'd forgotten our children.
And I was
fun.
a lot thinner then.
Yeah.
So when he saw me again...
And I was about right.
Yeah, you're about
right. Yeah, so he's my best friend. He lost his memory twice. And basically sort of a couple of years ago now, 5 years before that, it had just basically gone for him. And but it happened sort of a year after the first time. It happened again. But it's been, how long has it been now?
It's been a while now.
Has it been 2 years?
I think
It's been close enough.
I think it's 2, maybe crouching on 3 now.
It's at least
it's October, September, October time.
But yeah, it's a good 2 years, and he's it's not happened again, which thank fucking Christ. It's one of those things that we kind of sit there waiting for is to get, because every time about 2 days after it happens, we get a text message saying something's happened. The first time it was this has happened, and he's the kind of guy that he likes his jokes, and he likes quite extreme jokes.
Oh yeah, he plays.
So it wasn't beyond the realms of reason.
He plays massive pranks on you.
It wasn't. He's the type of person who, when I refused to play along, because I'm not into fucking Facebook bullshit, and I just pointed out to his mum that just because you can fucking figure out a really simple sum doesn't make you a super clever person. I did it nicely, but I said, you know, this is kind of bullshit, and they're just trying to get you to share their thing, you know. And I like his mum. She's a good girl, but she got really upset about it for some fucking reason. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, calm down. You made a mistake. Don't fucking get upset with me. And he basically made, quote unquote, a big deal about it. He wasn't. But he de-added me from Facebook and then just forgot. And I got You know, I
Yeah,
got kind of upset.
It was like
He didn't really get, at the time, he didn't understand that I have an anxiety disorder. So that really fucked with me. He now gets that, and he was like, okay, I'm sorry, I actually was just joking, I didn't mean to upset you. And like, I try not to be upset about shit like that, but you know, someone that you really care about says, oh, we're not friends anymore. And you're like, oh, fuck. But he was joking. It was the kind of joke he would pull, which is unfortunate that then not a huge amount of time after that he goes, oh, I've lost my memory.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you, Jim Adams. Yeah, unfortunately, he then sends us a message saying, I've lost my memory.
Wait, he forgot?
Fair enough. But
we're actually genuinely worried that he's going to lose his memory again. Because
as long as he doesn't forget me, I kind of don't care.
He probably won't. If it's 4 years, he will.
Yeah, like I think he. Honestly, I think it's like a weirdly specific thing.
It is. It's
retrograde amnesia.
Yeah, and it usually always goes back to a certain point as well.
He forgot to forget. I like the fact that is that the same word? Is forgot and forget the same word?
It's past tense, present tense.
That irritates me. Why is English so bad? Anyway. Yeah. So when we got that message, we were like, oh, is he joking? We'll act as if he's not joking, but if he is, I mean, to be fair, there's a little bit in the back of my head, a good 5%.
He's playing the long game.
That he is playing the longest fucking con on just going, I remember fucking everything. Of course I fucking do. But I have a funny feeling that that's not going to happen, and that he genuinely, because it seems like a lot of effort for one gag. I'll be honest. But if 10 years time from now, he has a fucking big invites everyone over party, and we're like, is this when he reveals? And he knows that. I've said it to him myself. Buddy of mine was asking when your praise be to Allah, it feeds on sperm merch will be available. Oh, I'd completely forgotten it. Oh, did I not tell you about that? I'll keep it up. Hey, weightlifting. I've got weights over there. I should lift them, but it's a pain, isn't it?
It's very far away.
Praise be to Allah, it feeds on sperm. It's from the a parasite. I can't remember the exact name of the video, but there was a lady who considers herself a scholarly,
right?
Who went on a Muslim focused TV show.
Yeah.
And they were talking about everything fell down. Sorry, I did a little.
Fine, it's just allergy medication.
I did a little hic burp, and it's quite painful. Acid, thank you. Haven't had fucking more stabby pain spots.
Maybe you need to stream more, that's what it is.
I just need to stream constantly, then I'll never have the pain again. Hooray. She said about how homosexuality is caused by a parasite which eats sperm. And in the video, which I was critiquing...
I think I vaguely remember that.
Oh god, it's so fucking funny. That video was so goddamn demonetized, it's not even funny. I mean, the subject matter and the subjects were just not advertiser-friendly content, even though it was so funny. I'll watch that video, see if you get inspired.
Do you use tons in England?
Tons? We use tons and tons.
How do you say tons?
Right. Tons, written there, that's imperial.
Yeah, that's weight.
Yeah. Ton plus an N plus an E is metric ton. We use both.
Oh, fucking hell. I don't get that heavy.
The thing about tons is they're actually...
I don't have anything that heavy to weigh, so...
Our scale measures it.
Fuck you! I'm the one.
I was talking about me.
I'm going to say I'm the one who uses the scale. I haven't seen you use it in ages.
Why would you see me use it? I go, hey, babe, come in here now. I haven't seen you use it either. I assume you do. Why would I need to see you use it? You come in and go, fucking hell, I put on weight, bastard. In those exact words and intonation.
Hey, I've lost weight. I've lost like 7 pounds.
I love that, regular and metric. Because, of course, the completely random, made-up, dice-throwing, drunk version of measurements, aka imperial, is regular and metric, done in thousands, which is really easy to work out, is the strange one.
Yeah, we're probably going to stay up a bit later, Boss Tuber. Well, I mean, if I was the owner of a sperm bank, I wouldn't advertise that video.
I mean, I don't know. It's not like the sperm bank would matter. But, yeah, I had a funny feeling that video wouldn't get monetized. And I hadn't learned how to get videos monetized reasonably consistently at that point. So, yeah, that didn't happen. I might republish it just to see if I can.
I don't do kilograms. Oh, God. I have to freaking... What is 70 kilos?
That is the funny thing. Americans don't use metric. They use something
use old
even
money.
worse. Yeah, they use old money. They use freedom units. It's not freedom units. It's British. They're called imperial for a fucking reason. They're British. They're British. They're not even... They're not freedom. That's you going, yes, the British were right.
70 kilograms. Well, you're smaller than me.
Who's smaller than you? Oh, demonic killer.
Yeah, demonic killer.
Demonic killer. Are you a dude or are you a lady dude?
My body hates going past...
If you're a dude and you're 70... Yeah, I could have told you that 70 kilos is fuck all.
My body hates going past 11 stone. So...
Yeah, 9 stone. If you're a guy, that's fucking tiny. If you're a lady dude, then that's fine.
It says 11.
I mean, you still.
70 kilograms is 11. Is it kilograms? Is kilos and kilograms the same thing?
Yes, kilos are kilograms.
Right, yeah, it says
1,000 grams.
Yeah, it says it's 11.
Yeah.
11 stone.
If
it gives 9 or 10, it's 11.
Soccer is also a British thing. British people don't play soccer, we play football.
I'm 15, I'm going to be a thick man.
Fair enough. If you're 15, then that makes sense as well. I assume more people are older than I think, but there's two statistics in my live streams that I didn't expect. Younger people than I expected, although occasionally older people as well. It's pretty diverse in the age range, but a high level of people who work in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
We had like, I think at the time it was about 50 people in the chat, and 7 of them worked in some regard in the aviation industry, and that fucking baffled me, which is part of the reason I did that video with the airplanes thing, because I just thought that was sort of... I forgot to mention it. I was supposed to mention it. There's a lot of things I mean to mention in my videos that I forget. A lot of the time, people will go, why didn't you mention this? And it's literally because I forgot. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not making hugely scientifically accurate videos. I'm trying to make entertaining ones. That's more important.
Well, 70 kilos depends. It's not that bad. It depends how tall you are as well. If you're quite short, then yeah, it's a lot. But if you're quite normal height for a boy,
all right.
Then...
More power to ya. Is it more power to you?
Mhm.
More power to you.
Yeah.
That had never fucking occurred to me.
It took you that fucking long.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of thick. Yeah. Well, no one in the UK or Europe plays association football. They play football.
What the hell's association football?
I have no fucking... I mean, this is coming from people who don't watch football. Like, we don't give a shit about most sports.
No, I don't like football.
We like ping pong. But only playing it in VR.
I like table tennis. I like
real tennis.
I like watching real tennis.
Quite like badminton as well, actually.
Anything with sticks that you hit a ball at each other with.
Yeah, anything sort of a big netted stick.
Net, stick,
But
ball.
not like...
Not baseball.
What's the one where it has a sort of... an actual netted...
Oh, that's lacrosse bit.
There, yeah. Where you yeet it across. I don't like that. That's not something...
I've never watched that.
It's never fucking appealed to me.
I like the one where you kind of like mop up in front of it.
Not mop, scrub.
You mop it. You mop up in front of it, mate. The ice slippy.
Yeah, the fuck. I know what that's called as well. I'm going to ignore the chat until I can remember.
I just like them because they like slowly go up to it and then vigorously brush, and it's great.
Fuck, I know what that's called. We won a fucking medal in it one year. The one time I ever watched anything on the Olympics, and we won a gold medal, and I was like, I have the power. I think we watched it at the same time. Isn't that? There was one time we watched something. It was
6 foot and 11 That's a decent weight. Don't worry about it, darling.
6'9", 5'9".
5'9" to 6 foot and 11 stone.
Girls.
That's fine.
Yeah. And they're 15.
Yeah.
You're gonna bulk out. I do.
Yeah. A 15-year-old who's 6 foot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No offense, but he's not 6 foot. He's 5'9". He's 3 inches off 6 foot. No. 5. Is it 5? I don't know.
How many inches are in a foot?
I don't know.
You're rubbish.
I am.
14.
There you go, 5. I went with 12. There's another measurement. See, this is why we don't use fucking imperial anymore. You have to remember. Do you know how many miles, how many yards are in a mile? You have to know that. How many meters are there in a kilometre? 1,000. You never have to. How many centimetres?
Curling. There we go.
Curling. See, it was one of those words that was there, but it wasn't there.
Is it 12?
Oh, I was right when I first... It's just the fact that you looked at me in that way, like I was...
When the fuck do I need to use measurements? I don't do any DIY. I don't go, like...
To be fair, if we did measurements,
I don't drive a car.
You would do it in centimetres because... I'm sorry, but centimetres makes sense. And that's why they call them centimetres.
I rarely need to measure the length of anything. There's only one thing I want to measure and you won't like me.
God, you constantly fucking ask me. I want to measure it. Why? Because. Well, measure inside yourself and then you'll know by fucking comparison.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count, and also, how the fuck would you achieve that shit? 1,760 yards in a mile. I have no idea if that's right. I'm sure...
It sounds right.
I'm sure it's fine. But you have to know that. You can't know it in a way that makes sense.
Should we measure things in eyes?
Oh my god, we should.
How many eyes are you?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, horses were measured in hands. Because you put your hands up it.
Yeah.
But people back in olden days, they had different size hands. So how... like, it's just so stupid. Feet was literally feet.
No, I think feet is based off of one dude who had particularly big feet.
Yeah, but everybody used their own feet to measure it, didn't they? I think it
might have been a king or something. A king had particularly big feet. And obviously being a king is like, oh, yes, you have the perfect feet. You are holy, blah, blah, blah.
Here's how you know it's all fucked up. You know, there's feet and hands and things like that. And everything else is sort of stacked upon those things. But we started measuring those distances with metric so that we knew what those distances actually meant.
It is, in early days, especially rural areas, measurements had to be made and they were often not calibrated or any standard. Therefore, people did their best and improvised. In many cases, people would pace out the distance by walking and give it a unit in feet.
Yes.
It is said that King Henry I of England, whose rule began in 1100, decided to standardise this by using his own foot.
Right. But before then...
Which was 12 inches.
Right. It's pretty big feet, actually.
It's a big ass feet. What is it? What is 12 inches in normal shoe size?
An inch is supposed to be about the length of your thumb. I mean, it is approximately the length of my thumb. Like, a lot... Like, they were fine, but they weren't fucking scientific at the end of the day. You know, 200 comma units equal 1 freedom unit, but the comma units are always out of stock. Oof. The inch being 3 grains of barley. I thought it was a thumb, because it's about the same. Hello, Conspiracy Cats. How you doing, mate? I don't know. It's not a good way of measuring things. It's never been a good way of measuring things. And I think we should just measure everything in Cirsic penises.
Barleycorn is an Old English unit that equates to 1/3 of an inch.
So, wait, was there a measurement called a barleycorn?
A barleycorn.
Oh my fucking god! And then there was a chewed off nail measurement for about 1.5 millimeters.
Okay, 12 inches is about 30.5 centimetres. That is some big ass feet. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, say that again.
So 12 inches is
Right,
about 30.5 centimetres.
Yes.
30, like for 30 centimetre rules like that.
My feet... Wait, a size is...
Come here.
The size of a foot, is it in English?
It's probably like size
I'm
12.
size 11.
Yeah,
that
so
doesn't mean I've got 11-inch feet. I don't know.
No, that don't mean you've got 11-inch feet.
Well, then you're measuring it based on the fact that you'll have to measure my foot to see how long my foot is in inches.
12 inches...
Yeah.
...is about 30.5 centimetres.
But I've seen you trying to measure 10 centimetres and you're like, what is it that?
Off.
No, that's true.
I always undersize.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why you like me.
Wait, because you think I have a really small penis?
No. It's because it's bigger than I actually think it is.
That's true. 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. We're not happy about the launch.
Aww. Diddums.
We're or were?
Were. It says were.
No, it says both. I mean, I know it's not got the apostrophe, but it's the internet.
It says were. Fucking hell.
Did they not time it right? Because the globe.
Your foot is supposed to be the same length as your forearm, is it?
UK 11 is about 28 centimetres.
Oh my god, it is.
What?
My foot is the same length as my forearm.
Yeah.
I have tiny arms.
You do have tiny arms and tiny feet.
But that is a big ass foot, look at that.
Not really.
Well, compared to your big arms.
Measure your foot on my arm. Wait, no, the other way around.
Jesus Christ.
I first realised that I had really, really big feet when I put my school shoes onto my PlayStation 2 and it went most of the way and I was like, oh my fucking Christ, how are my feet this big? And I didn't even have that. There was a guy at my school who, I won't name names, but he was a good half a foot shorter than me and had size 13 feet.
Damn.
Proper clown chooser. Jesus Christ. Last I heard of him, he punched a woman. So,
okay.
He got into a fight and punched some lass in a bar. And I'm like, sounds about right. He was a dickhead. Colossal.
That's like my stepbrother that I've never... I ain't spoken to him since I was like 8.
Oh, he's such a div.
Yeah, he... last thing I heard about what he did, he punched a donkey and went to jail.
Oh, that stepbrother.
Yeah.
Not the other stepbrother who's also a dickhead.
Well, yeah, he's a dickhead as well. But...
I would say, I wonder if he like he listens to anything.
No, nobody in our family listens. They ain't got the patience.
But size 13, I bet he never fell over. Yeah, he was an odd
like,
duck.
whoa, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll be fair. I never seen him like lose his balance or anything like that. He used to lose his cool a lot. He was a redhead.
Maybe it's the big feet.
All the blood just went straight to his feet,
Yeah.
away from his brain. Yeah, it wasn't surprising to me to hear that he'd done something stupid. I have a pic of my first son sitting in one of my shoes like a canoe.
Yeah, I have a picture like that. I was wearing my mum's high heels. I was like 2 or 3, and I was wearing my mum's high heels.
Yeah, I don't think you were sitting in them like a fucking canoe. I'm assuming someone has slightly enormous feet.
Right. Okay.
Had you not continue?
No, I
think of the picture.
I didn't brain it properly.
Yeah.
But that is a small baby.
Oh, he punched a donkey. Yeah. Didn't he go to prison for that?
He got rid. This is the thing that I've heard. This is like from a story. But my
Stay.
what?
I'm just going for a wee.
Oh right, okay. My stepbrother. He lives with his mum, near the coast. So I barely ever. I saw him like when I was younger, and I don't really have much contact with him. But the last thing I heard was, when I was a teenager, he was doing pretty well. He was getting his grades up, and he was actually getting back on track because he had a big problem with drugs and stuff. And then a few years after that, next thing I know is he got drugged up and he punched a donkey, and he like threatened a woman or something as well. But he went to prison for animal endangerment. So yeah, that's the last thing I heard of him. I ain't heard of him since then, and this has been like years ago. So mixing American sizes with English sizes, and then there's European sizes as well. If you had to walk a mile in someone's shoes, make sure they have the same size feet. Yeah, damn true.
Oh, I love the always before you judge someone, always walk a mile in his shoes. Because when you judge him to be a dickhead, you're a mile away and you've got his shoes.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favourites. Yeah, it kind of reminds me. My brother could have turned out like your stepbrother. One of my favourite stories about my brother, and I love the man to pieces, but when he was a kid, he was a terror. I don't know if I've told this story on stream before, but
more than likely,
it's still one of my favourite stories about him. We used to live in a cul-de-sac, and there was mostly... You what?
It's weird how you say that.
How?
Say cul-de-sac.
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 Cul-de-sac. E-by-ek. Cul-de-sac. Yeah, we lived in a cul-de-sac, and there was 2 other families, and then mostly just older people.
Sorry, just a punching mug up and Blazing Sounds punching out.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
That's about right.
Yeah, there was a family down the way from us, but one across the road from us whom we would, me and my brother would spend most of our time interacting with as children. There was an older brother and a younger brother, both of them slightly older than either of us. And no, I think the older brother from across the road was the same age as my brother, and then the younger brother was slightly older than me. Whatever, not hugely relevant to the story. But we had a fucking huge garden in that area for reasons that don't actually make a huge amount of sense. It was very poorly laid out. But we ended up with a really big garden, so most of the kids from the area would end up coming to play at ours because there was the space. It was a good garden. I really missed that house. But it was... Summertime was a time when people would end up turning up at ours and blah, blah, blah. But my brother, like I said, he was always a little bit of a tearaway. And I remember we were all sat in that garden. Me, the older brother, the younger brother, my brother. And my brother started making a bow. And we sat there for about an hour maybe, just watching my brother make a bow. He made a bow, he strung it. It wasn't a hugely complicated bow. It wasn't some expertly crafted piece of material, but it was definitely a bow. And then he made some arrows, he sharpened them, and they were pointy little sticks, they were. And then he admired one of them, sort of pulled it and just shot the older brother in the arm, and he bled. And it was so fascinating just seeing this young kid watching the instrument of his doom being created and doing nothing about it, and knowing my brother quite well, almost as well as I did, not at all thinking I'm about to get shot. Thankfully, this other guy was more of a dickhead than my brother was, in my opinion, for different reasons. More of a, the sort of, you've got nerds, and then you've got nerds who are massive cockends. He was a nerdy cockend, and I'm not sure how many friends he had, but it was absolutely beautiful, and just one of my favourite memories. Mostly because it was my brother being a cockend to someone who wasn't me. He's apologised. Like, I will bring up a lot of these stories in a funny way. It's the classic, you'll laugh about this years later, and you really will. Most stories, if it didn't fuck you up too badly, it will often be a funny story to tell. But he feels so fucking guilty, and so I try not to tell the stories, but they are so fucking funny.
My favourite one is the bogey one.
Oh, I don't like the bogey one. The bogey one is traumatic. Fuck it, I'll tell the bogey one. It's basically the same story, but with only me in the room.
Yeah.
My brother sat there, picking his nose, wiping it on the back of his hand, making many, many, many bogeys. And then he just made this clump of snot, lined up, pointed at me. I was like, that's never going to hit me. Slack-jawed and incredulous as I was. Flick, landed in my goddamn mouth. Most disgusting moment, I think, of my entire fucking existence. Oh my God. And that's one he still finds funny because it was so unfortunate. Yeah. That one, yeah. The whole someone else's snot in one's mouth is just, even if it tastes exactly the same as your own snot, there's something just infinitely more gross. It's like anything. If you were to eat like some ham and it tasted like cheese, even if you really like cheese, you'd be like, that fucking ham is fucked up. Why does it taste like cheese? Ugh, disgusting. But if the cheese tastes like cheese, then the cheese is delicious. And essentially the same thing. Not that I'm saying that bogies are delicious, although my bogies are quite the delicacy.
What about when he shot you with a water gun?
No. Stop bringing up stories of how much of a bastard my brother was. We've got to save some of them for another fucking day. And how fucking tormented I was. Like I said, I've been... to be honest, if I say older brother shooting younger brother with water gun and it being gross, you could probably figure it out almost immediately. My brother had just the worst fucking friends. They were shitheads. One of them was a good guy and he moved away, unfortunately. And who knows what would have happened. But like I said, he's apologised and I've forgiven him. But that doesn't mean I won't bring it up. Forgive, don't forget. Never forget. Because you can't turn your back on that motherfucker.
Never forget, just taunt him for years with it.
Hey, at the end of the day, if I think about it this way, like, it might make him feel bad. How bad did I feel with his bogies in my mouth? Pretty fucking bad. I'll be honest. Way worse than, oh, I shouldn't have done that. More, oh God, why? Blah. Yeah. Will you taste my boogers as a comparison? I mean, cat boogers. Are they the same? I don't know. Oh, God damn it. Got to stop thinking about bogies. But to be fair, it has been... I can't believe how long it's been without an ice pick. I don't really get what to call them without... because to me, a headache is something that you get and it stays there. But this ice pick headache thing that I had been experienced before the stream...
It's a type of migraine, that's what it is.
Yeah. But I don't see it as that because they're attacks more than anything. I haven't had one since I started the stream at 9. So it's been an hour and a half and I've had 2. 2 total. Whereas before that I'd had about 30 or 40 in the hour. They were pretty consistent. I think I completely forgot to say, the kids walked in the room and... I started having them almost immediately. Because I love my kids to death. Holy Christ, they can be annoying sometimes. Especially when you're trying to get them to go to bed. And this was around bedtime. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Go to bed, please. You've got kind of school in the morning. Don't talk about bogies. It's just not funny. Beep! Oh, I do like that. Wagwan, bubs.
Well, Gary, pandemic has finally affected me financially. Extra expenses in preparing food, house repairs, gas, electric, etc. So, I'm proud to announce I am now selling adult toys.
Who?
Neighbour.
What, one of our...
Yeah.
The one we know, or just a random one?
One we know, over there.
Okay.
I hope no one is embarrassed by this. Please ask me. I have plenty of sizes and styles for your needs. Discretion guaranteed.
Please don't tell me she's doing Ann Summers.
Probably.
Ann Summers. I don't know if Ann Summers is an American thing at all, but Ann Summers is an MLM for dildos, and it's as bad as any other MLM. So, I'd really like to... The thing is, you can't... someone who's just started an MLM, you can't tell them that it's bullshit.
Until they've done it, yeah.
Well, because they've started, and they've spent the money.
Well, like, my mum did it. And
your mum...
She put her back into it, and she went out, and she did a few parties and stuff.
She did a bunch of parties. She tried to get you to do a party.
She tried
you were like,
she tried to...
people? No thanks.
No, she tried to recruit me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And why would you think I would do it? I'm awkward as crap. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And and after a few years, she gave it up and said, "Yeah, I'm not doing that again." That was BS.
Funnily enough, I ended up doing Avon because my mum did it, and I didn't work at the time, and I needed something, and I wanted something that I could do from home to take care of you and not have to fucking go do... Because when I did work, I ended up having to take you with at the time because you just couldn't be on your own.
Yeah.
So something from home. It sounded like a really good idea, and I didn't really understand how fucked up MLMs were. It's one of the reasons why YouTube has been such a good thing for me. I do other things to work from home now, but like off my own back, or I did to an extent. YouTube is my main source of income at the moment, but whatever. But I did Avon. But the thing is, my mum lived in a really well-to-do area where people would spend hundreds of pounds on the shite that they sell because, it's convenient. What?
It was the reason I wanted to measure you. It's because I want to use dildos.
You want us to use the right size because you don't want to use too big. Because you don't want to have the real thing and then get really disappointed. I mean, I don't think they do dildos that big, to be honest, but He said, having seen one of those fucking ridiculously huge ones. Oh my god. I can't imagine enjoying that kind of shit. Yeah. Pyramid, MLMs, pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing, it's all the same thing. If someone tells you that any MLM, multi-level marketing thing isn't a pyramid scheme, they are either lying or they literally don't fucking know. It's a scam. They're all scams. They only benefit 0.1% of the people who fucking do it. And yeah, don't. Just don't. For Christ's sake, don't. But I've done one. I did a lot of fucking work. I was lucky in my endeavours with it that I didn't have to put any money down because my mum did it and because she's my fucking mum. She gave me her books, just at sort of the tail end of their usefulness, so that I could actually give them out without having to buy them. Because this is the biggest part where Avon gets you, is that you have to pay for the booklets. So whenever if you get one through your door, not that it matters if you give them back because they can't fucking do with anything with them afterwards, but you've got to understand that that's actually someone's money coming through your doors. Now, in no way should that mean that you should fucking pay for Avon, but if you see them, fucking tell them that it's a bullshit scam, and if they can get out while you can. If they're early days, because if you get an Avon book through the first one, there's a good chance that this is the first time they've done it, and it's fucking oh god.
There's like those people who get like there's clothing ones as well. And
there's all sorts. LuLaRoe is one of the big ones.
You can be your own boss and sell these clothes, but you have to sell them at our prices and give us a cut of them.
At the end of the day, if someone has a business opportunity for you, that you, I mean, even if you do know them, like my mum has run businesses before, so when she did Avon, she did well out of it. Like I was saying, her local community was quite wealthy. Where we lived on a council estate. We lived essentially, for Americans, in the projects or something like that. Probably not quite as rough, but certainly not a place with people with lots of money. People with no fucking money. I ended up with about half a dozen customers after a lot of stomping the fucking streets, handing out these fucking brochures. And I didn't even know what my fucking area was supposed to be anyway. I just handed it to people that seemed to be in the thing. But whatever. The whole thing was a fucking huge mistake. But luckily, my biggest waste of investment was my time rather than my actual money. My mum ended up buying from me, and I don't know why I assumed that she would pay the full amount, but I don't think... I love my mum, but sometimes she's really fucking thick. I think that's where I get it from. It never occurred to her that I was not in the right area to make money from this, no matter how hard I worked. And I didn't drive. I still don't, because I've never needed to. So I couldn't fucking do wide areas of anything. So it was all a huge waste of time. I've made the most money in my life off of working from my own back, doing things based on my own whatever. Other people's businesses don't fucking function for me. Whatever that is.
The best advice I can give if you're really struggling to find work and you honestly have no idea what to do, look at your personal skills. Like, what are you particularly good at? If you're particularly good at drawing, then do something with that. If you're particularly good with tech, then do something with that.
You'd be amazed.
If you're particularly good at even just reading books, if you've got a good voice for reading, then read books to people.
I do find one of the things that one of the sort of basic mistakes people do, like there is lots of places where you can make money on the internet, and one of the weird mistakes people make is that they don't try particularly hard. Like, I've seen so many YouTube channels.
I don't think it's not
No.
about trying hard. It's not being open minded.
No, I'm going with a very specific thing. It's that, like my experience of video creation, is that I went in trying to make at the very moment in time the best videos that I could, and then I tried to get better at making them. There are people who I've seen doing it for years, and they don't understand why they haven't succeeded when they've made so many videos, but all their videos are garbage. Like, people don't want to watch garbage videos. They want to watch something worth watching. Now, even though I talk about my videos being complete trash, I do actually put quite a lot of work into them. You might be able to tell. I spend a lot of, like, I think my video content increased in quality like tenfold when I started scripting. When I got an artist to completely unify all my artwork and make it into a thing, that increased it again. And then when I started, I don't want to call it animating, but you'll have seen the difference. There's older videos where the same avatar stays still basically the entire video, and now he moves around. He is animated to an extent.
Yeah, video editors.
Yeah, it's there's a more complexity to the editing, and occasionally I'll throw in some stupid skits because I got myself all these little things, and at any given point they're the best that I can do / think of doing, and I'm always learning. But at no point did I ever put a camera in front of my face and go blah 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 blah. Why aren't I now making millions of dollars? It's like, I never expected to make. I mean, to be honest, the Sir Sick channel was my secondary thing. That's the other thing. Do something that you're passionate about. Sir Sick was a thing made because I wanted to express opinions on certain subjects at the time, and then it caught on and people liked it more. And I think because it's more me than it is, like, I have a channel somewhere. One day I might share it, one day I might not, I don't know. But the very early videos, some of those are quite good. I genuinely quite like some of them. But they were video game reviews. But it got very tedious, and I didn't enjoy making proper sort of video content in that thing. I was motivated. I want a ZX Spectrum. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I've completely gone away from my point. My point was that I, even with my older defunct channel, is that I tried to make the best videos that I could, and I had very little expectations, but hopes. And if you want to make money on the internet, try your best, hope your least, and then hopefully you'll be.
If you want to do it through YouTube, probably the best thing that you could do is do something that you find fun.
Yeah.
Because if it's not fun and you think, oh, I'll do this because it makes money, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I did video game stuff because while I love video games to death, I'm a very big fan, very interested in it. In terms of a thing that I like to make videos on, it actually wasn't really a thing. Whereas talking sciencey shit and making fun of people saying ridiculous shit, and occasionally doing a video, which I think is an important thing to do. Like, as much as the woman with the healing corona over the phone, I almost called it that, but that was a fucking I don't think that would have been a title that made any sense to anyone. As much fucking donking on the fucking railings, twat. Sorry, you probably didn't hear that, but occasionally we hear bang because someone will hit the railings in the middle of our building. Yeah, like, as much as the words that I was going to say, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about because Don. Do you remember what I was saying?
Corona over the fauna.
Yes. As much as isn't even the right word for my current brain place. I think it's important to do videos on. Oh, see you later, Super Chicken. Videos on people who I think are scamming people or attempting to scamming people. As much as they don't do particularly well in the grand scheme of things. Like, I make fun of flat earthers. Those videos always do well. But I try not to do that many of them. Because I think that I could do those all the time. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that my channel would grow faster. But I don't want to do those all the time. I don't want to be stuck making flat earth videos. And you know, there's the sort of, I don't want to say insane, but it's pretty insane shit. But I do think people legitimately believe it, and I think some people believe it because of reasons other than being fucking crazy. I think they just believe it because they don't want to believe what is taught and all that kind of shit. You know, if I made nothing but that and that, then all my videos would probably do better. But I think, you know, I think fighting woo and fighting ridiculous shit is important. Like, I'm not the best in the world at it. I'm not fucking my boy Miles Power, who, you know, is a chemist and legitimately understands this shit. But ultimately, a lot of people aren't going to be convinced by actual sort of science based on it. But they could be convinced by being pointed out how ridiculous some of the shit is. I like lager lurgy.
It's a knight's duty to inform, protect, and preserve.
Yeah. So, you know, so whenever I do the sort of medical ones, I am unsurprised by how poorly they often do. But I think that they need to be done. You know, that person, I think that even if they're not actually going out of their way to be sort of a baddie, that it's still ridiculous shit. And it still needs to be pointed out how ridiculous that shit is. And I've had people tell me that, you know, that they had vague inklings towards these things, or even reasonable inklings towards them. And then they've seen my content and they've realised how sort of silly it is. And that's really, really good. The other thing that I've really liked, I've had a literal, a person who's a flat earther who says they completely disagree with me on the flat earth, but they think I'm funny. And that was one of my favourite comments ever. Like, you're a fan because of my humour. And as someone who wants to be funny more than anything else, that's really good. One of the things that's sort of a toss-up, an idea, how do I put it? Like, sometimes I'd rather be funny than to be right. Like, I often say things that are clearly absurd. But sometimes it would be really, really easy to be right, but much, much harder to be funny. I don't know. I try my best. I don't think I'm the funniest person on earth. Some people say I'm hilarious, which I find baffling. No, I try. I write jokes. Like, more so now than ever. Anti-vax and Planet X will kill us all. I've been meaning to find something on Planet X. Sir Sick drinks whiskey. I mean, that basically sums up my entire personality. But I tend to drink whiskey and pop, or cola, or whatever you want to call it. This is cheap knockoff Pepsi Max. I like a tall drink. If anybody has access to a planet, because as much as I want to try and make videos that are purely me talking shit about an idea, I don't like. I could make a video where I talk about how stupid particular idea is, without ever bringing up that idea in the context of someone saying it. But to me, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I want to demonstrate that someone believes this, or that someone at the very least says this, whether they believe it or not. Because even if people don't believe something, someone will. That's one of my biggest issues. I get a lot of the time, oh, so sick, what's wrong with you? This person's clearly a Poe. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? If you don't know what a Poe is, it's basically someone being ridiculous as a parody of those people being ridiculous. But there's also the idea of Poe's law. They're not called a Poe for a reason. They're not called a Poe for no reason. A Poe exists because this idea is so ridiculous, and yet you can't tell the difference between someone making fun of it and someone genuinely believing it. So, you know, you want to call someone a Poe, okay. Well, then you've kind of disproven the point of not calling them a Poe, I guess. If you want to call them a Poe, then obviously someone can't tell the difference.
What the fuck are you on about?
I'm on about Poes.
Alan Poe.
Not Edgar Allan Poe. I'm saying that when you tell me that this person is a Poe,
Teletubbies.
Yeah. Tinky Winky Dipsy and Poe. When you tell me that X person is a Poe, you're kind of automatically saying that there must be someone out there with an opinion just as ridiculous as this.
That's the thing though, even troll videos, someone who makes a video go, oh, this will be funny. And someone who goes, yeah, mate, I truly believe what you're saying. That's
you look at the comments, and either there are so many more people who are in on this joke than I am, or you've got to understand that there are lots of people who think really stupid shit. And you don't even have to be nuts.
I used to think somebody can make a stupid video saying butterflies are a government conspiracy, and then there'll be somebody out there who genuinely believes it. And because that person or people genuinely believe it, the video's worth doing.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's one of my things, is that unless I'm already fairly aware of people believing the bullshit, which happens a lot, search World News 7, that spelling, and you will find a world supply of if you could do me a huge favour, because people often tell me to search XYZ in these. I won't, because I'm not picking up the keyboard now, and I'm probably not going to remember by the time this is over. Either email it to me or go on Twitter and search @Cersic_Crusader. Either one of those is accessible from my YouTube's homepage, and send me a link to one of them, and then I will A, remember, and B, check them out. But yeah, World News 7. I love the fact that it's World News 7, like all the other world newses. Toucans can't be real. Oh, I mean, they can't, but then they are. Cersic isn't CGI, but Cersic will be CGI at some point, probably in
20 years.
20 years. Someone's I've been talking to a chap, and he's made some 3D models that should work in Unity, but I have not had anywhere near enough time to actually do that. Like, theoretically, I've had time to do things like that, but if I'm not working, then I'm trying to relax. I mean, the ice pick headaches, which have been, I still can't fucking believe I've had 2 total in this entire time.
Don't worry, as soon as you click...
Oh, fuck. Yeah, as soon as I end stream, it'll probably be fucking immediate. Like I've been fucking assassinated by an Assassin's Creed fucking assassin.
Calm down, we're gonna finish in like 6 minutes.
I just wanted to go to sleep. It's late. Why do you have to stream now? I mean, if you've just turned up, you're fucked. But, I mean, if you want to go to sleep, then same diff. God, why is my nose so goddamn itchy? I've had hardly any cocaine. No. Oh, I hate that. Sir Sick goes virtual YouTuber. No, there's a 3D model that is currently I have access to, which apparently works in Unity. If I use it, it will be in Beat Saber, and literally that's about it because at least for the time being, I just don't have the time to set that shit up. I do have ways of motion capture in that sense, but it's not going to be anytime soon. One of these times you should make up some never before heard of woo and do a vid and see if it catches on. I mean, to be fair, I often mention sort of ridiculous woo ideas in my videos, but I usually follow it with the proviso of this is not a fucking idea for you to use later. It's just a joke. Calm the fuck down. But I have had that suggested before, and well, people have said, "Oh, you should make a different YouTube channel, maybe with a voice filter or something, and make up stuff, and then make a video on it." And I'm like, why the fuck would I do that? I don't want to spread more woo. I want woo to kind of go away. As much as I would not be super happy with, having no content. At the end of the day, if I was unnecessary, it would probably just be a better thing for the world. But I'm never going to be unnecessary. There's always going to be someone saying something stupid enough for me to go, hey, that's kind of dumb. Here's why, and here's a knob joke, or something like that. So I turned up because I was watching the last of your videos I haven't watched. Somehow YouTube prefers to recommend the ones I've already watched. What the fuck?
Oh, I get that. I get that with stuff about the amount of stuff that comes up saying, here, watch this content. I would, but I've already seen it.
I mean, I get that occasionally. It'd be ridiculous, but toucans, totally lol. Yeah, so,
Thank you, Quertagon.
I mean, it's the same guy.
I'm just trying to how you say his name.
Quertagon.
Quertagon.
I think it's supposed to be like quad, but a tagon. Anyway, there was a radio DJ in Newcastle made up a ghost story about a flower girl inside 2 weeks. Thousands had seen her!
Mm.
Exactly. There's always someone who wants to jump on the bandwagon, and I think most people are just easily persuaded than are completely fucking insane.
Shark therapy is 100% effective. No one I threw into the shark tank got died from corona.
Exactly. I mean, I tried shark therapy. I just ended up beating up a load of sharks. Shit happens.
Bye, Gary.
Where's Gary left?
Yay, Gary's gone.
We've defeated
Yay!
Gary! Way! I like the fact that he's just a Quartico. It's Quartico. This is how you pronounce my name. It's spelled exactly. Just call me Caillou. Q? Caillou? I'm going to call you Hot Rod. Anyway, we are coming to the end, so you get to go to sleep and everything. We've got a whole minute left, so for 1 minute, I'm just gonna prattle on. But usually at this point, I'd be like, "Oh, fucking YouTube is YouTubed, and they haven't done whatever," but they haven't done that in a while, quite. So at the very least, there are videos to watch. If you haven't watched my recent videos, go watch those, because that's important shit. I mean, you can't live without it. If my ice pick headaches continue, even though they aren't doing it at the moment, but if they continue tomorrow, I'm probably going to try and sort of push back the next video to the Saturday instead of having one on Wednesday as well, just so that I don't have to stress about it. So I am we'll see what happens. If nothing, if I get a good night's sleep tonight and it works out fine, then that's fine. But other than that, we'll either see you on Wednesday or we'll see you on Saturday. But we'll see you when we see you. But it's time to go now. Thanks very much for coming, and we'll see you next time.